the ACBC network, and gee, I'm filming this quite early on Monday, the 30th of March, in lead for the Easter round, which is one of the most celebrated rounds in the AFL calendar. So let's have a look at results from last week. This is going to drop on the Wednesday. So welcome to April. So. Also got big news that came out that Kylie Minogue is going to host the pre-game entertainment event presented by Telstra. Yeah, let's have a look Thursday night at my tipping and how badly did I go, because I completely got screwed over by the West Coast Eagles win. So Geelong won by 8 points over the Crows. I was only not that far off the margin, but gee, that was close. Then Collingwood, I tipped Collingwood, which turned out to be a good thing. I got another tip right. Tip secure. They nearly beat the Lions, but Brisbane steamed ahead. Freo did a professional job over the Tigers on Saturday. North Melbourne beat the Essendon Bombers. West Coast Eagles, they're screwing me over. Seriously, they won by 2 points. I tipped Port, so it means I'm in the toast in regards to footy tips at the moment. But luckily I was saved by a very well done Demons comeback over Carlton. That's a Carlton game to lose, mind you. So let's head to what's ahead for next week. We've got Brisbane Lions taking on the Collingwood Magpies. So, I'm not going to do a preview the week before because I'll be filming this obviously 1 to 2 weeks out. I do apologise if you start hearing that noise. I'm filming outdoors. It's raining. I'm not pleased. So, Brisbane Collingwood for the Maundy Thursday game for the Easter round. One of the multiple trophy games that are up for grabs this round. So, the Brisbane Lions are coming off a very good win over. They came off the bye very strongly, and I cannot believe if Collingwood still have wins, but they might run because they have a very short turnaround. It's a 5-day turnaround from Thursday night footy, 6-day turnaround from Friday night footy to the traditional Monday Thursday game. The Lions, they look good now because they had the week off, and I think I want to make sure I don't like Collingwood. Brisbane looks strong. Then the Pies against the Giants. The only reason why they didn't win was because of Geos couldn't kick straight. So I'm going to tip Brisbane here by 15 points. And a big call is that Oscar Allen kicks free. Then we move to the Move to the Good Friday Super Clash. Actually, the rain's getting quite hard. I do apologise. It's North Melbourne versus Carlton at Marvel Stadium. Well, North Melbourne are back on the winners list after beating the Essendon Bombers in some fashion, but they are now screwed. Depending on what the tribunal says over, you might know by the time the video is out, we have the tribunal game, the tribunal with Christian Sherry. However, Carlton choked massively against Melbourne, and I have a feeling that the Roos are going to have a very good reason to beat the Blues. So that's it. I'm going to tip, because Carlton are very too inconsistent for my liking, I'm going to tip North Melbourne by 3 points. Big call is that Nick Larkey kicks free. Then we move to the proper Friday night game, which is a Fox game for everyone except for SA and WA, non-delayed telecast, thankfully. It's the Adelaide Crows taking on the Fremantle Dockers at the AO. very good work from Fremantle against the professional winner, the Tigers. Though we could not kick straight to save a life, mine fucking knew. And Adelaide, well, they are 1 and 2 and I desperately need a win. This game last year was a good game between these two sides, and I have a feeling it will happen again. I'm going for the tip. I'm going to go with the Dockers because they're my team. I'm going to tip Fremantle by 4 points. Big call is James backs up his performance and kicks free again. Now because there's a bye this week for GWS and St Kilda. There's only 2 games on the Saturday because it's the Easter round. And the first of those games is Richmond and Port. Well, Richmond has been smacked twice in a row, and I do not know what they're going for. It's just been quite an ordinary start to the season for the Tigers, losing pretty much free on the trot. And to be honest with you, I'm concerned about how Richmond is heading this moment. I'm going Port Adelaide. Well, they lost. They nearly came back against the West Coast Eagles on last Sunday, and I have a good feeling that they are going to do the job again. It's going to be a good game. On that front, I'm going to tip Port Adelaide Power by 42 points, and big call is Georgiades kicks free. Then we head to what is turning out to be a very big a potential finals preview at this rate. The West Coast Eagles versus Sydney. Well, this has been a very unexpected rise in the West Coast Eagles. They've won pretty much 2 games on the trot. They're back at home, and they actually look quite strong, mind you. And just a reminder for Western Australian viewers, this is a delayed telecast, and as well as New South Wales. Sydney coming off a bye after just losing to the Hawks, and well, I'm actually concerned for West Coast because Port is a team that could beat them. They've beaten, but I'm really concerned about how they're going to cope against Sydney. I'm going to tip Sydney. It should be a close game. I'm going to tip Sydney by 5 points, and the big call is in the losing side, Warman kicks free. Then we move to the Easter Sunday matches between. First one is both of them are Channel 7. So let's head to MCG for the first match at the G for the round. Melbourne and the Gold Coast Suns. Well, what a comeback it was for the Melbourne Demons against the Gold Coast. They were superb against the Blues, but I'm mildly concerned about how they're going to go this week. I really hope Gold Coast don't have that traditional post-bye thing. Morning.
How are you?
Pretty good.
That's good.
And I really hope they do a good job over the D's. So I'm going to tip Gold Coast. Should be good because Demons have been a surprise packet, but it should be close. It should be 15 points, and the big call is Ben kicks 4. Then we move to our potential the whipping of the round. It's back to Marvel Stadium, but for the Sunday night game, just a reminder, it's the Western Bulldogs taking Essendon. Well, Essendon was shit against North. Let's face it up, and also, so they have. And they've taken and the Doggies have done superb. Tip the Doggies by 50 points. How's Brad?
You've got a tablecloth today.
Yes, good. It's nice out here when it's not raining.
It is. I feel.
Now for the Easter Monday game, we've got the Hawks and the Cats. Hawks are coming off a bye. They've played they've done a good job. The Hawks against Sydney. Geelong have done the professional thing. This should be a good game by rights, because these games tend to bring out the thrillers. I'm going to tip, but it's Geelong at the G. I'm going to tip the Cats. 3 points big call is Neil kicks 3. I hope you enjoyed it. I shall see you for the next one.